The South China Sea sparkles under the tropical sun, its vast waters gleaming like a precious gem. The American aircraft carrier slices through the water with determination and precision, standing as a powerful emblem of U.S. naval strength and advanced technology. On the horizon, a silhouette appears, growing more distinct with each passing moment. A Chinese reconnaissance ship, sleek and gray, is rapidly approaching. The tension is tangible, the air thick with anticipation. This is no exercise. It is a real-world scenario with significant consequences. It is a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, played out on the open sea, where every move is meticulously calculated. The encounter underscores the escalating rivalry between the United States and China, two superpowers competing for dominance in the Pacific. The stakes are incredibly high. The South China Sea is a crucial waterway, facilitating trillions of dollars in trade, a lifeline for global commerce. It is also a potential flashpoint for conflict, a tinderbox ready to ignite, with China asserting sovereignty over much of the sea, claiming dominance. A claim contested by the United States and its allies, who maintain a robust naval presence to challenge these assertions. The proximity of the Chinese ship to the American carrier is a deliberate act, a bold statement, a test of resolve and a signal of intent, a message that cannot be ignored. The American sailors are on high alert, their eyes scanning the horizon. They know the Chinese ship is there to gather intelligence, to observe and report, to monitor the carrier's movements and capabilities, every detail noted. They also know that any miscalculation, any accident, could trigger a crisis, a conflict that could escalate rapidly. The encounter is a stark reminder of the fragility of peace in the region, and the necessity of clear communication and calm leadership, the need for diplomacy and restraint. For decades, the United States Navy has been a cornerstone of global security, patrolling international waters to maintain peace and stability. At the heart of this power projection are aircraft carriers, which act as mobile air bases that can be deployed anywhere in the world. These massive vessels, armed with aircraft and accompanied by cruisers, destroyers, and submarines, form a powerful force capable of both offensive and defensive missions. They can project military power globally, delivering precise and overwhelming strikes on targets both on land and at sea. The deployment of a U.S. carrier strike group in any region sends a strong message of American resolve and serves as a deterrent to potential aggressors, highlighting the strength of the U.S. Navy. Meanwhile, China is rapidly expanding its naval capabilities, aiming to challenge U.S. maritime dominance. China has launched its own aircraft carriers and is developing advanced warships and aircraft, heavily investing in modernizing its fleet. China's objective is to contest American supremacy at sea, particularly in the strategically crucial Western Pacific. As part of this strategy, Chinese vessels are increasingly assertive in their interactions with U.S. Navy ships, often engaging in close encounters. These confrontations are not confined to the South China Sea, but also occur in other disputed waters. Chinese ships have been observed shadowing U.S. carriers in the East China Sea, the Philippine Sea, and even the Indian Ocean, showcasing their growing reach. The message is unmistakable. China is determined to establish itself as a leading maritime power and is prepared to challenge the United States, marking the beginning of a new era of naval rivalry. The vast oceans are regulated by a network of international laws and agreements, with the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, being the most significant. This convention sets guidelines for navigation, overflight, and the exploitation of marine resources. It also delineates maritime zones, such as territorial waters, exclusive economic zones, and the high seas. UNCLOS aims to avert conflicts and foster cooperation on the seas. Nonetheless, UNCLOS is subject to varying interpretations, and its enforcement is often challenging. China has been particularly criticized for allegedly breaching UNCLOS rules in the South China Sea. China asserts historic rights over the area, a claim that UNCLOS does not acknowledge. Additionally, China has constructed artificial islands in contested waters and fortified these positions. The United States, though not a party to UNCLOS, treats the convention as customary international law. The U.S. Navy carries out freedom of navigation operations, or FONOPs, to contest excessive maritime claims, including those by China in the South China Sea. These missions underscore the United States' dedication to maintaining a free and open maritime domain. China's interactions with U.S. carriers go beyond asserting maritime dominance. They are a strategic effort to collect intelligence on American naval operations. Chinese vessels are outfitted with advanced sensors and surveillance technology. They track U.S. carrier movements, aircraft activities, and communication signals. This intelligence is crucial for China's military strategists. It aids them in understanding American tactics, procedures, and capabilities. This data can be used to identify vulnerabilities in U.S. defenses or to create countermeasures against American weapons systems. China's intelligence efforts aim to balance the naval power dynamics with the United States. These encounters also serve as a message to the United States and its allies. By shadowing U.S. carriers and performing assertive maneuvers, China showcases its growing military strength and its readiness to challenge the United States in the region. These actions are designed to discourage the United States from intervening in regional disputes on behalf of its allies. Section 5. Strategic Waters. The South China Sea Crucible. The South China Sea is more than just a body of water. It is a strategic nexus, crucial for global trade and security. It functions as a vital maritime corridor, with trillions of dollars worth of goods flowing through its waters annually. This includes energy shipments critical to the economies of Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan, making the sea indispensable for these nations. Beyond trade, the South China Sea is abundant in natural resources, including rich fish stocks, oil, and natural gas reserves. China's extensive claims in the South China Sea, if actualized, would grant it control over these crucial resources and sea lanes, significantly shifting regional dynamics. This would have profound effects on the regional balance of power and the global economy, potentially altering the economic and military landscape. The United States, along with its allies and partners, is dedicated to maintaining a free and open South China Sea, where all nations can navigate and trade without coercion. However, the South China Sea remains a potential hotspot for conflict, with escalating tensions and frequent military standoffs. China's construction of artificial islands and the militarization of these outposts have significantly heightened tensions in the region, drawing international concern. In response, the United States conducts regular freedom of navigation operations, or FONOPs, to challenge China's excessive maritime claims and to demonstrate its commitment to a rules-based international order, ensuring that the sea remains open for all. Section 6. American Response. A carrier's defenses. When a Chinese vessel nears a U.S. aircraft carrier, the American reaction is meticulously planned. The U.S. Navy follows established procedures to safeguard its ships and crew while adhering to international regulations. These procedures encompass threat evaluation, communication, defensive readiness, surveillance, and escalation. The initial step is to evaluate the threat posed by the approaching vessel. Is it armed? Is it acting aggressively? What are its capabilities? Based on this evaluation, the Carrier Strike Group commander will decide the appropriate level of response. Communication is vital. The U.S. Navy will employ radio, signal flags, and other methods to communicate with the Chinese vessel, instructing it to keep a safe distance and avoid any provocative actions. Simultaneously, the carrier strike group will heighten its defensive posture, placing its ships and aircraft on a higher state of alert. Section 7. Shifting tides. Implications for global order. The growing frequency and assertiveness of Chinese interactions with U.S. Navy vessels in the Western Pacific signal a broader transformation in the global power structure. China's emergence as a formidable economic and military force is altering the international landscape, challenging the long-held supremacy of the United States. These confrontations carry significant weight for U.S.-China relations, which are already under strain due to trade conflicts, technological rivalry, and ideological differences. The risk of misjudgment or mishap is substantial, and any escalation could lead to catastrophic outcomes. It is crucial for the United States and China to manage their competition in a peaceful and responsible manner. This necessitates open communication channels, well-defined engagement protocols, and a readiness to collaborate on shared interests. Otherwise, we risk entering a new Cold War, with potential conflicts and instability in the Asia-Pacific region and beyond, threatening global peace. Section 8. Navigating the future. Diplomacy or conflict? The pressing question is, can the United States and China steer clear of a devastating confrontation in the Pacific Ocean? The answer is intricate and unpredictable. Both nations are keen to avoid war, yet both are equally committed to safeguarding their interests and demonstrating their power. Diplomacy is crucial in managing this rivalry. The United States and China must engage in open and constructive dialogue, addressing their differences and finding common ground. International bodies, such as the United Nations, can significantly contribute to fostering cooperation and resolving disputes. Nonetheless, diplomacy alone is insufficient. The United States must also uphold a credible military deterrent, showcasing its determination to defend its interests and those of its allies. This necessitates ongoing investment in military modernization, bolstering alliances, and a steadfast commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific region for all.